Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It's your boy Jordy in the booth with my boy Tom. Say hi.
Say hi.
He did it. He said it. Episode over.
I actually, you say hi. Wait, what is even that meme? Like, oh, say hi, honey. Say hi, honey. Or like hi. I don't know.
Yeah, and he says hi, honey.
Yeah, but in the iterations they say as well.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm kind of having a stroke, understanding what you mean, but I'll believe you.
Me and Jordy had a weird connective consciousness moment where we both thought of it like an outdated fucking prehistoric meme at the exact same time.
Well, that's because I was literally singing it.
Yeah, but I what? I don't know. It's weird. Okay, yeah. Welcome to Split View, though.
Welcome to Split View, everyone.
If your car just autoplayed this and you're thoroughly confused of what's happening.
Well, now you know. You're filled in.
Yeah.
Tom is weak.
Yeah. Okay.
Had to get it in. I forgot I haven't done it in a while.
On a relativistic scale, probably yeah.
Come on, man.
So, there's kind of preamble things, a bunch of random shit before we actually get into the main topic.
I've done something for our listeners, Tom.
What is this?
I have done something extraordinary that I put myself out on the front lines is what I did.
What is happening?
I watched Artemis Fowl.
Oh, why'd you do that?
And
what? Why would you?
I decided I had a due diligence to our audience to make sure that they didn't have to watch it. I watched it. I took many notes about this movie.
I want to watch it.
You don't want me to tell you about it?
Well,
I have detailed notes on this movie.
I've seen a plot summary, and I've seen the YouTubers being like, "Oh, I want to murder the kid." How bad is the kid's act? Is it cringy?
It's bad. This was easily one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Is it? Can you actually classify it as acting, or is he just literally reading lines off of a script?
It is like, you know how there was always that one kid in school who was an absolute fucking lowlife, who was not smart, who didn't try, but he made it through purely based on like a C- constantly.
It sounds familiar. It sounds like me.
You're smart.
That's debatable.
You just didn't like school. That's different. That's different.
Okay.
This kid, he barely makes the grade. Barely makes the grade.
I aspire to be a voice actor or do voice parts and
Well, I tell you what, you doing this podcast is 34 times, because that's how many episodes that this is now, better than him.
I mean, I get that, but do you know what I mean? Is he actually acting is the thing, or is he literally just reading lines in a costume?
I have a note here.
Yeah.
Which says that Artemis's voice acting is like he was lobotomized.
Okay.
That's the best way for me to describe it.
I genuinely understand what that means. I actually have a mental image and a sonic image in my brain of what that is.
There is another character in this movie, what's his name? Domovoy, who talks like Google Assistant. And it's... Okay. I can't describe it to you, because you would need to listen to it.
Monotone cadence is the term for it.
He speaks like that, but he also speaks like this.
Yeah, okay. That's a problem, because this is funnily enough, I've literally researched into this, and it's a cadence. Robotic voices have an issue with cadence. When we speak, we have so much inflection in the voice, and that's the hard part. Yeah. To speak like a robot literally demonstrates that you have no acting experience. The thing is,
I think I've seen him in something before, though. The Domovoy guy.
Okay.
I feel like I've seen him in something before. I am terrible with remembering shit. But
think about it like this: they would literally sound better if they weren't trying. Isn't that the weird part?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
It's like they were trying 110%. And it made it bad.
There's this weird problem with voice acting and acting where if you if an amateur tries to act, they'll sound robotic and monotone because they're trying to act.
See, this is a very true thing, because I've actually learned right now. I've been trying to learn the guitar, and when I stop thinking about it, I play better. I think it transfers to all types of arts and stuff. Is when you stop thinking and just in the moment do it, it'll be better. But here's the thing, though. I have another thought in my mind. It's either that they tried too hard, or they knew that only kids were going to watch it, so they didn't bother. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is that people are still going to review this movie because it's fucking Disney.
Yeah, it's Disney.
If it was some back-ass company that made it, no one would care. But Disney produced... I don't know why they chose to commit such a fucking heinous war crime on the movie industry. I don't know why they chose to fucking do this. It was a hate crime.
Wasn't
movie.
it like a direct to Disney Plus movie as well? Like it literally didn't have a release. Like
at the moment, nothing's releasing in the cinemas though because of Corona, I think.
Even then, it's only on Disney Plus. Like that's it.
And I mean, it's not worth a subscription if that's the only reason you're getting it. That's for goddamn sure. It's I don't know. I look how much notes I have on this.
Why is your font so big?
Because that I can read it when it's like over here. My eyes are terrible, dude. My eyes are terrible.
On every single phone I've ever had, I always change the font to the smaller size and the scale to the smaller size. I guess I just have perfect eyes. Like,
you do, dude. I mean, I wear these big fucking Coke bottles on my face.
Literally everyone in my family tree, like about 2 or 3 generations up, has glasses or wears glasses.
Oh.
And I'm like this prodigy child that just doesn't...
lucky, dude.
That doesn't need glasses. Like, I literally have perfect vision.
Way to flex on me, dude, and all of our listeners.
It's an anomaly, though. Like,
as if to say all our listeners wear glasses.
What I'm saying is literally my sister, my other sister, my mum, my dad, my granddad, my grandma, my other grandma, my other grandma, and my other granddad all wear glasses. Literally everyone in my family tree wears glasses.
All right, I'm not wasting these notes, by the way.
Okay.
So the plot of this movie is Artemis Fowl's dad... Artemis Fowl, which is his name.
He's a fairy boy,
They're both named Artemis Fowl.
Okay, cool.
The son is Artemis Fowl Jr. Oh, no, his dad is Artemis Fowl Sr., and he's just Artemis Fowl. Okay. But don't worry about that, dude. He gets kidnapped by a fucking sorcerer in robes and demands the Aculos as ransom.
Oh, yeah, the Aculos.
This makes sense to you, right? But what I didn't mention to you is that, there's also fairies that live in Haven City at the center of the earth and have done for about 1,000 years.
What is the deal with the word Haven?
They just don't bring that up for the first 30 minutes of the movie that fairies exist.
I've heard, I've seen YouTube kind of reactions and that shit, and it seems like a lot of this movie is just not explained and rushed over.
It absolutely is not. They're just like, well, I mean, it's just kids watching, right? They won't give a fuck. Yeah. They don't care. They won't notice. So, that he's trying to find the Aculos thing, right? And then all of a sudden, there's just fairies in the movie now, because why not? Okay. And they can put this big fucking time sphere or whatever it's fucking hyper cringe what they called it.
Isn't it like a time
lock or something?
Yeah.
And it's a bubble that doesn't completely stop time. It slows it down and then stops it for a bit. But if you break the top part, because some people are unaffected by it, which they never explained because Artemis wasn't or something.
I'm sure it's used very consistently and they never break the rules that they set up.
Absolutely. I think they use it twice in the whole movie and it doesn't make sense either time to use it. Once because a troll was beating the fuck out of people at a wedding or something, and then at the end because they're trying to kill a child.
Oh, of course.
And it's weirdly vulgar for a Disney movie, if you ask me, but I mean, they've done weird shit, I guess.
Okay.
But at some point, a fucking dwarf who's a regular sized man but is called a dwarf comes into the picture. And here's where I didn't expect it. This is the part that fucking stuck in my brain for so long. I'm going to leave it after this because I don't care to talk about it after this. I just need you to have this image in your brain as well.
Yeah.
His fucking... They call him in fucking Spec Ops, right? To come and break into the Artemis Fowl mansion and steal the Aculos because it's in there, right? They're like, Bravo 6 going dark, all that shit, right? Okay. So he's outside... He his jaw unhinges to a massive troll face. I'm not joking.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
I'm not joking.
It's
and he starts eating his way through, but as it extends like a troll face, and when he's digging through the ground, he starts eating the dirt and shitting it out his ass as he's going, like a wood chipper. You see this? Like a wood chipper. What? It goes in his mouth and it shits out his ass like a fucking wood chipper. That's real.
Well, it's a Disney movie, so it has to have fetish feel in it.
Yeah, exactly, right? Keep them fucking ready to go for the future.
I've heard it's a common thing for people to get a foot fetish from watching Cinderella and seeing.
I can imagine that happening.
I can't. I don't get it.
I mean, it's dainty.
Jordy,
I get it.
Jordy, I don't get these weird fetishes, dude. I just don't get it. I don't get it, dude.
Absolutely not, dude. Absolutely not.
I would never be into that kind of stuff.
No, dude.
I've that's a thing.
Take guess what it is in the comments.
What? Speak up, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Okay, so...
I'm not talking about that movie anymore.
Yeah, I don't want you to.
I was like, maybe we'll watch it for Flick View, but I could not make myself watch it again.
I mean, I'll get you to sign into your Disney Plus because I want to see how bad his acting is. Because obviously,
I'll have to get my brother's because I don't pay for it because I don't really care for Disney movies that much.
Don't you have it in like whatever?
I might have it on
autofill?
my phone.
Yeah, you can check your autofill settings.
Yeah.
But okay, preamble. One, have you seen that video of Donald Trump coming back from Tulsa?
No.
So have you heard about his weird health stuff recently?
No.
People think
Is he dying?
I mean, he's been pretty close to.
Technically, yes, right?
People have been saying he has coronavirus because recently.
That's fucking funny if he does.
Did you see that one video of him struggling to drink from a water bottle?
Well, he's always had that problem. I remember seeing videos of him like years and years ago when he was running where he has
water?
to you know why though? I know why that is.
Okay.
Do you know why that is?
Why?
Because he wears a fucking toupee.
I mean, maybe
It's so it doesn't fall off.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's my theory, right? That hair does not look real.
I guess that's one. Oh wow, they really fucking wiped this. Holy shit!
Of course they did, dude. They live in a free nation.
There was a video.
So anything that goes wrong gets deleted immediately because it's free.
What the fuck? Okay. There was a video on Reddit of Trump coming back from like Tulsa, whatever. Like
Tulsa, yeah.
It's a place in America, and he looked really fucking disheveled, and it was kind of eye-opening, and I'm trying to fucking find it, but he looked odd. Okay, here it is. I found it. It's on GIFs. Watch this be removed. I'm just showing.
That'd
if you want to
be really whack if it's removed.
Look at this. I'm showing Jordy the video. You can Google. It's on Reddit. Trump looking absolutely miserable on his way back from Tulsa.
Wow,
Look how,
dude.
Do you know what's weird about this? He looks normal.
Yeah,
he looks the most normal I've ever seen him.
That's because his face looks like he's melting.
He doesn't have his orange face paint on. He looks like
Jeremy Clarkson.
He does. He doesn't have his orange face paint on. His hair is not
orange face paint.
That's what it is.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, you're
what
right.
else is it but orange face paint? Like look at his.
It literally looks like. What's his wife's name?
Ivanka.
That's his daughter, I think.
Oh, I don't something.
It looks like his wife just left him on the plane. Doesn't he look like defeated as fuck?
His tie is untied as well. Look at that.
I know, it's like that's what I mean. Like he was up
he has a sad
all night talking to his wife, trying to get her to stay with him. And, she was like, no, I'm leaving and I'm taking the kids. And he's just like, fuck it, whatever, man.
135K, holy shit. But look at his gait. Look at that. Look how he's staggered.
He looks so defeated. Look at him. He literally looks like his wife just left him.
He looks exhausted as well. Like
he's even holding his like MAGA cap. Like it's not worth it anymore now.
Yeah. But it's weird how normal he looks.
See, this is the thing, right? It's like when people see celebrities and all that type of shit in public. It's different when they haven't been made up for 2 hours for a movie and all that type of shit. Because look at his fucking lips. I've always noticed, like, he looks like... Do you remember that commercial for those... they were like an Australian sort of ice cream thing? The ice cream blocks,
yeah, I know what you mean.
And you put it like around your lips.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like. Is that even his smile?
What does that mean?
It looks photoshopped.
What, they've taken someone else's smile and put it on there?
Melania Trump, that's her name.
He looks like someone put his picture through one of those apps that makes you smile.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because his eyes don't at all show like a smiling
that
emotion.
level of happiness.
They show anguish and like discontent. But that's one thing.
He's going pretty nuts, dude. Like extra nuts.
I mean,
he's been going nuts since he's been the president. But
Barack Obama literally grew like white hairs in the 4 years he was in, or 8 years he was in there. Mm-hmm. Like it's stress,
I can imagine being the president of the most fucking high-ranking country on the planet.
One of the worst countries.
Well, it is one of the worst countries, but like the most well-known country in the world.
I mean, yeah,
continent, I should say, or whatever.
What country isn't known?
I mean, there's quite a few countries that people don't know.
Okay, cool.
You've seen those videos of like people going around on the street and asking Americans to point out where Australia is and all that shit, and they can't do it.
That's yeah. That you have to be lobotomized not to know where Australia is on a map.
You know what? Even if it's fake or not, I can believe that there are people that don't know where Australia is. Absolutely, I can believe it.
I don't think I can, to be honest.
I absolutely can.
Okay.
Because I have no faith left in humanity, to be honest.
I'd like to have faith, because otherwise that'd be pretty scary.
But it's not fucking plausible to do.
Okay, enough about Donald Trump.
Donnie?
I wanted to ask you a question.
Ask me a
What's
question,
the
Tom.
most disgusting food you've ever eaten?
Oh, boy.
Because
The most disgusting
food is such a
eaten.
strange concept to me. Like, I like food,
You
obviously.
mean like
I'm
because the most disgusting thing to me could be someone's favorite food? Do you mean, or like
yeah, that's part of it. But the concept of food and the like topic of taste, the topic of nutrition, like it's such a strange concept on a human level.
It makes me interested in the fact that cooking shows are so popular because it's all inherently objective, right?
Subjective, you mean?
Sorry, yeah, subjective. Because Gordon Ramsay could make me a meal, but if I don't like lemons, for example, I do like lemons, but if I didn't, that could ruin the whole thing for me, even if it was made by Gordon Ramsay.
I mean, the only thing that is objective is the quality and the nutritional value.
Exactly.
Like, taste is entirely subjective. But
I'm really trying to think of what the most gross thing is. Like, I'm not a massive fan.
Or like your least favorite food kind of thing.
My least favorite food.
Yeah.
I mean, liver. Like
Liver.
Liver. I really, really hate spam. And I know you like spam. The smell makes me want to vomit to begin with.
What about the smell? That it smells exactly like cat food?
Yeah. It's making the connection in my brain that's like, this isn't human food.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, it's like, I shouldn't eat this. And it looks like 100% unhealthy.
Have you had cooked spam? I think I've tried to feed you cooked spam at one point.
I've never. I tried it once. I think
I literally tried to get you to eat cooked spam at one point.
I'm sure you have. I remember one night I was with Ryan and we were doing, like, when we were in youth group as a youngling. We were at youth group, and one of the like ideas of fun, they had like a trivia night type thing. I think it was trivia.
Yeah.
And if you lost or something, oh no, it was just like a game night. And one person, there was like 8 tables, and like of like maybe 10 people, and one person had to eat this like cup of shit. Basically, it was like
oh my god, I think I remember this.
A bunch of random shit, and it had spam and like dog food and all that shit.
It was
Ryan
blended, wasn't
ate
it? It was like blended.
Yeah, something like that. And Ryan ate it, and ever since then, he nearly barfed, and like ever since then, just the smell of it, just no way.
Okay.
I can't do it, dude. But here's the thing, right? Ultimately, if I really had to, I would eat anything, I guess. That's within reason.
That's the reasonable answer. But the thing about Ryan, right? I find it funny to like imagine if like you saw your partner eating something disgusting, you in your brain you would make a calculation like, oh, how long until I'd be okay with kissing them or something like that.
That happens. That absolutely happens to me because actually that's brought up. I don't like yogurt. I like it skeeves me out.
It's kind of a disgusting concept in general.
That's exactly why I don't like it. The concept of it is kind of gross. But I like cheese and I like milk, right?
But there's a difference.
There is a difference, and the smell of it makes me really sick. And she likes it, so every now and then when she has it, like I don't. You know, she knows that, and this because she has the same thing because she hates like sauces and like mayonnaises and stuff. She hates that.
You don't like snowballing that white liquid?
Fuck no, dude. And so when I have that, then she stays away from, so that absolutely happens, dude. Absolutely that happens.
There's always the thought of like, even if they mouthwash it, there's probably like pockets in their mouth or something.
You are fucking nailing that shit right now. And by the way, Ali, if you're listening, please imagine lots of mayonnaise for me. Thank you.
Okay. Imagine mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise is the worst for her.
Mayonnaise is weird.
I fucking love mayonnaise.
Is a really... I fucking...
I have Dutch... I am half Dutch.
You put mayonnaise on chips.
That's how the Dutch eat it, dude. Yeah. It is better. Have I made you eat that?
Yeah, you have, yeah.
Like, it is better that way.
Every time I cook gourmet dinner, you put mayonnaise on the chips.
Yeah, man. It's good shit, man.
What is your opinion on Kewpie mayonnaise? Kewpie.
Kewpie?
The Japanese one.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird concept to me because it's mayonnaise, but it doesn't taste like mayonnaise, and I only put it on hot dogs.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea, dude. That's a good idea.
I don't like regular mayonnaise on hot dogs, but I like the Kewpie mayonnaise on hot dogs. And there was a part in Endgame where I think Jeremy Renner was like, "Hey kids, do you want mayonnaise in your hot dogs?" And they're like, "Ew, who wants that?" And I was in the theater with my sister, and I was like, "I want fucking mayonnaise in my hot dog."
Yeah.
And my sister was like, "What?" And I was like,
"Wait, are you eating hot dogs at the cinema?"
No, because in the movie Endgame, they say
in the movie. Okay,
yeah, they say something about putting mayonnaise on hot dogs, and one of the children that dies, sorry, says who would want that, and I said to myself under my voice, like, I want fucking mayonnaise on my hot dogs, and then my sister would turn to me and was like, what? I was like, nothing. So do you put mayonnaise in the fridge or the cupboard?
Fridge, because it's got eggs and shit in it.
Would you believe people put it in the cupboard?
Absolutely, I would believe it.
Why an egg product in the cupboard, Jordy?
Do you know why I believe it?
Why?
Because people are dumb.
You can't. You play that excuse and answer every time. It's not interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is an inheritance problem.
Or is it now?
It absolutely is.
It's a genetic inheritance problem.
It absolutely is.
Okay.
It absolutely is. And
your mama.
If your mum puts tomato sauce, barbecue sauce, all of them in the fridge, that's all you've ever known, and that's what you will do, right? Because it wouldn't make sense to do it the other way, right?
Okay.
It's the same with wiping your ass.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude! You took my fucking joke.
One wavelength, dude.
I was gonna play. Okay, fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
Yeah. See, this is what happens.
I was gonna be like, there's 3 things my mama told me is you put the mayonnaise in the cupboard, you wipe your ass on the seat, and you disrespect Mexicans.
Jeez,
I was gonna do that, but then you fucking stole my joke.
Well, you still made it anyway.
Yeah, but it wasn't as funny.
That is a nice waveform you made from that.
Okay, I'm crying because my 2 uvulas fucking. Have I talked about that on the podcast?
No, I don't think you have.
I have 2 uvulas, and I didn't realize that was a weird thing until someone was like, "What the fuck is wrong with your throat?"
Was it me?
I think it was in middle school or like primary school. I took a photo of them recently, and I guess I'll post it on Twitter or something. I used my camera and like a proper light, and I got a really fucking good picture of my uvulas. But oh my god, I forgot about
with
this.
Double uvula fetishes. There's got to be someone out there.
There is some practicality to having 2 uvulas, which I will leave
to the imagination.
Yes. Just mine look like a upside down Y. So I'll post this on Twitter. But I took the perfect picture of my uvulas.
Wow, there you go.
And mine
very
look
well
like,
lit.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
job.
And this is fucking HD as fuck. Like,
yeah,
look.
that's oh my god.
I have upside down uvulas. Like, instead of 1, I have 2, and they're spaced apart. And what happens when my throat vibrates? They vibrate together, and then make me want to either vomit or like cough, and it's really weird.
That doesn't sound good.
Sometimes food can be like stuck on the middle, and it makes me like weird. But yeah. So food, right? I had this. I've always thought food was a weird concept. I enjoy the taste of food, and I've always thought if I could just somehow taste food, I would probably not want to eat it. You know, well, I could just taste it instead of eating it.
I have been an avid fan. Like, see, I go between stages of like wanting to cook, and then I could happily take a capsule of the amount of nutrients needed in a day and be absolutely fine with that.
I've thought about this as well.
Like,
you can buy like amino acids and like caloric and nutrient replacements and all that.
Like, if I could, you know what? I still stand by the fact that if I could make, or not make myself, but if I could buy, what is it, like a 1,500 calorie? What's the average daily intake for a guy?
8,000 kilojoules?
Something like that, right? Yeah. If I could just buy that in a pill and have that, I would do it. Absolutely. Because it's something that I worry about so much.
Would throw up, and also that's not physically possible.
Okay, but like, you know what I mean, right? This is a philosophical conundrum here, Tom.
Yeah.
And if I could do that, I would do it.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Because, like, it's, like, 100% accurate, right?
Yeah.
If it's measured out by a machine, it's more accurate than me trying to guess how much chicken I'm supposed to put in my fucking salad or something. You know what I mean? And true, the chicken salad's going to taste nicer. Or maybe not if I made it. But, because I'm not the best cook. But, you know, it's I mean, for some people, like my girlfriend's family, they are massive on food. All of them, like they have, when they have a family dinner or something, right? Like when I went there for Christmas last year, there's so much food. That's just, they all bring so much stuff, right? And it's
they bring 5 dishes of fucking mashed potatoes.
And here's the thing, right? Because they've all been cooking like their whole lives, it's not like you just bring a pasta bake. That's the first thing that came to my head, which is probably not something you would.
Pretty tight.
Yeah. And that's a bad example because I do love pasta bake, but like it's fucking gourmet shit because they all cook, right?
Yeah.
So they bring it and it's fucking delicious, and I just get like 20 kilos added to me after I go like but because it tastes so goddamn good.
For me, I've always had this weird, as a child, around the time I would like first kind of realize I was going to die, I started questioning other stuff, you know, like the nature of our reality, I guess. And I always got hung up on the concept that we eat food for nutrition and taste isn't like important. I smell coffee. What the fuck? Taste isn't
that what happens if you're having a stroke? Burnt toast or something.
I forgot to talk about my my fucking uvula thing. I talked about it, but basically, on Reddit, I saw on like r/WTF or something, someone was like, "Oh, I have 2 uvulas," and people posting in the comments like, "Oh, I have 2 uvulas too." I posted it, but apparently
2 uvulas.
Yeah, I mean, I think they literally.
Am I right?
I think they literally said that in the comment section.
Yeah,
but
I hope
apparently,
so.
there's a condition which can be presented if you have 2 uvulas. It's called like connective tissue syndrome, and it's essentially where you just have a spontaneous aneurysm of your like cortical artery or something.
Which means
it means you die instantly, randomly.
Oh,
yeah, and it's if you have 2 uvulas, that could be a sign of it.
Oh,
so I
really thought you were going to say, and it makes you just smell things every now and then.
Do you
That's
smell
strange.
that?
I don't smell that. Oh, actually, sorry. Yes, I do.
Oh my god.
Yeah, ever so faintly.
I fucking hate coffee.
My senses aren't great, I'll be honest, so usually takes me a hot second. Yeah. I definitely smell it now.
But it's like, yeah, some sort of connective tissue disorder, and apparently if you have 2 uvulas, you might have this, and it's like some weird thing in your like carotid artery where it can just randomly aneurysm and you just instantly die. So that's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and not think about that, Tom.
Yeah,
because that makes me uncomfortable thinking about that happening to you. So I'm gonna not think about it.
I think I've talked previously about the bystander effect, about how like if someone collapses in public, basically no one will help them.
Yeah, we did talk about this.
Because they assume someone else will help, and because of that, I've kind of committed to myself that if someone passes out, I'm going to help them. Like, absolute 100% without question, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and help them. And because of that, I've, like, learnt CPR kind of stuff. When I go into the city, I carry a pulse oximeter with me to, like, clip onto someone's finger, and I have backup batteries and all that, just since it's hard to find someone's pulse when you're panicking.
Yeah, that's true.
And I've had real fucking, like, thoughts in my head, like, what if Jordy just passes out in front of me? Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Because,
dude, I mean, I'd feel comfortable with you doing that. Like, and the fact that you're even thinking about that, makes me feel warm inside.
And like
so
every now and then, I just go over it. I'm like, I have this little sheet of like, it's some sort of acronym. It's bad that I forget it, but like,
is
what
it Doctors
to do?
ABC?
Something like that.
That's for CPR.
It's this, like, and I know, like, what to do. I know how to check for pulse. I know how to do rescue breathing and all that. But I've thought to myself a lot, and that kind of makes me freaked out, since, like, realistically, there's not much you can do to save someone except chest compressions, make sure the airway is clear, and then call for help. Like,
yeah, see, I have to do CPR for work.
Yeah. Shit's fucking exhausting. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude. And I had to do an extensive one rather than just learning how to resuscitate someone or something like that, or to just keep them breathing at least, right? Which was like I had to learn how to use like EpiPens and all that type of shit. And I don't know, is that just a basic CPR course now? Because I feel like I've done some in the past to be certified, where all I did was put my hands on a mannequin for 20 minutes and they gave me a certificate.
Yeah, they tell you the rhythm to do, and then they tell you if like they
staying
have the
alive.
Band. Yeah, pretty much, like 120 BPM. And then it's
any of my songs. Actually, that's 130.
30 breath for rescue breath. I mean, 30 compressions for rescue breath and some cycle. But the thing with, if someone has an EpiPen on them, you should stab them with it. Like, that's the thing. And the way they work is horrifying.
It is, isn't it?
You have to undo the fucking cap, and then it pops out like a fucking thing, and then you're meant to do as hard as you physically can into their leg. It
made me cringe doing it, because it's like I'm thinking about a needle going into my leg.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with needles and everything. Mostly because my mom's a phlebotomist, and I've grown up with her being a fucking vampire and taking my blood while I sleep.
Yeah, see, it's once I'm in the chair doing it, I'm not as scared as the thought of doing it for me.
Cool.
I still don't like it, but I'm not terrified of it like I know some people are. Where the fuck was I going with all this?
I have no idea, but do you ever think about the information that you forgot?
In what way? Because I forgot it.
Do you ever just stop, like what you're doing and then think about, hey, what have I forgotten that I probably shouldn't have forgot?
Yeah, all the time, because my memory's terrible.
Isn't that
like I have a really, really bad memory, for anyone out there who doesn't know.
Isn't that like a strange concept that you can know that you've forgotten something?
Yeah, that actually right there, that is the fact that trips me out the most of it all, because like I've done things like, you know, like family holidays and all that type of stuff, and I have no recollection of it at all. Like, and it was important to everyone else, and then I have to tell myself it's not that it's not important to me, it's that I just physically can't remember it, right?
But the thing is with that, if you're shown like information or senses, you can rebuild those memories.
Exactly.
You can retrieve. They're not gone, is the thing.
Yeah, it's just, it's minimized. It's you know, it's on a hard drive somewhere that hasn't been booted up in a while.
Yeah, the way it actually works is that the actual connections are broken, but all the neurons around it are still there, so you can remake those connections. Which
I've had to quite seriously analyze and internalize with myself about why my memory is so bad, and I came to the terms with the fact that I've just overworked my brain so consistently for so long now, like ever since high school, because I've been in a dark place for a long time, and I'm on the come up. Like within the last year or so, I've been properly coming back up again, and for about 8 years or so, right, I was in an utter state of shit, pretty much. Like, and it was just going deeper and deeper, and I was just making more and more mistakes with what I was doing. That
like taxing yourself.
Exactly, and I was just, my brain is now, I don't know if it's irreversibly fucked, but like, you know, I kind of have to. It's conditioned in a way that I have done for 8 years of my brain actually being able to process that information. You know, like if it happened a decade before that, I could have learnt in that time, but now I'm older and it's harder to get out of these.
I mean, it's a real thing. Like the older you are, since you have so many connections, it's hard to restructure them and all that.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks, what they say.
Yeah, I mean,
but you definitely can, and I'm not thinking on the lines that I'm unfixable by any means.
You have a weird memory, because you remember that I ate a Caesar salad that one day, but you couldn't remember the movie we watched.
It surprises me what I do and don't remember. It really does. Because sometimes I'll just remember, oh, that's right, on like the 12th of July 8 years ago, I was sitting down eating a taco. Okay, maybe not that level of like, you know.
If there's a relevance to it, if there's a strong connection to something else, then you can remember it.
Yeah, that's exactly right, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we on your actual topic yet, by the way?
I wanted to have half an hour of random shit before we actually get into the topic, right. So yeah, well, let's get into it then. Have you heard the rumors about the product that Apple maybe is going to release?
I haven't. Please tell me.
AR glasses, Jordy. Augmented reality glasses. You're thinking of Google Glass right now, Jordy.
I am. That's the only reference I have for it, I guess.
Can you explain to me what happened with Google Glass? Why did it fail?
It flopped.
Why was it a bad idea? Why was it so cringy? I want to hear your take on this.
Well, first of all, you look like a fucking dingus when you're wearing them.
Yeah, but if they were sleeker.
If they were, and I would trust Apple over Google to make them sleeker. I hate to say it, I would.
Yeah.
What did they even do? All I know is that they existed. Didn't they tell the time, and that was about it?
They were basically a tiny Android watch in a glass form. Like, they had a camera on them, which was interesting and also caused a lot of stir up about fucking people walking into the bathrooms with them. There's that one cringy ad of someone getting like fucking abused. It was a weird fucking video of, I don't know.
Camera's not a good idea on them.
And it had a little display, like a little prism in front of your top right.
That I remember,
pushing a field, and it was just like an Android watch. Like, it had the time on it. You could ask Google to do stuff, like it had Google Assistant in it as it was, you know, just becoming a thing. And people could make apps for it that did absolutely nothing. But
it's kind of like having a HUD in your car, right?
Yeah.
It's helpful for about two things.
That's what it was.
And it just looks cool.
That's literally what it was. But if it looked sleeker, do you think it would have kind of gone further?
I don't think that's the only thing that was holding it back.
Well, no, yeah, no.
It needs to have more functions for everyday people
What would you want it to be used for? Like, what is your dream augmented reality glass thing?
For me, I like the idea of it would need to have a camera for this to do it, but like my eyes are quite bad, right? So if I could get them prescription, which I imagine you probably can, once this becomes good enough, is, you know, maybe I could zoom in on something, right? If maybe there was like some command, I could say zoom in by 15%.
So you're imagining it's kind of like
utilitarian, right?
A VR thing?
Well, if it like
if it completely covered your eyes and you saw out of cameras.
No. Like I would put them on just like a normal pair of glasses, and maybe there's a camera right directly in the middle.
Yeah.
It could, if there was a screen in there as well somehow.
Where would the screen be? In like,
so that's
in your vision, what would the screen look like? Would it be on both sides? Would it be completely covering like both eyes?
I think that's in my head. It's covering both eyes. Like I'm just seeing something projected 15 times.
Yeah, and the thing is about them, it would probably be translucent as well.
Yeah, so and I could take them off and everything would be fine if I felt sick. Like VR, you can take it off, whatever, and then put it back on.
What if you couldn't take off VR?
Like those fucking cringy people who destroy their eyes by staying in VR for a week.
I don't think they destroy your eyes. I think you just have a weird fucking concept and model of physics.
That's like the fucking Russian sleep experiment, doing it on yourself.
I think what would happen is that you'd get used to the imprecise, like, translation fucking calculations that happen with VR. Like, I don't know if you know this, but computers can't exactly calculate to the highest precision. So when you're looking at images through VR, there's a slight bit of imprecision. So I think you would get used to that after a while, and when you take them off, you'd probably instantly vomit.
It doesn't sound fun.
Yeah,
but that's like that, showing me the time, showing me some messages.
What would you want to use it for? Like the zoom thing, I don't know if that works since it's a translucent display. You'd have to really focus on the display to see it.
I would want it to maybe...
Like, what would you use it for? What would you want to use it for is what I'm asking.
See, I don't even think I would end up... actually using it.
Because Apple wants people to use this, is the thing.
Yeah.
For Apple to decide that people should have this, there got to be a damn good reason for people to have this. You know?
Is it a nefarious thing that you're trying to allude to here?
No, not at all. I'm just literally saying, what does Apple think people are going to use this for? Not in like a shitty Apple kind of way. I'm genuinely curious what people would use this for.
It's kind of like a gateway to the future of technology.
Absolutely.
Like
that's half of my notes is about that.
It's if you can wear that, and if you could, like, say you go hiking and you're at the top of a mountain and you can zoom in and see perfectly all these things, right? You can just take a picture, blank, take a picture for me, and it just does that. Just what you're looking at.
You're seeing it in a utilitarian kind of way, which is perfectly valid. But I feel a lot of people see this as an informative kind of resource, like showing you information.
You've just given me another thing that it could work for, because I already know for a fact that you can do this with an app. Like if you, for instance, went to Japan and looked at a sign, it could translate it for you.
Yeah, there's Google Lens and all that.
I get, actually, that's utilitarian again, but it's...
No, that's information as well. I think Google Glass could do that, but it was really shitty.
Yeah.
And Apple's AR glasses are absolutely going to do that. That's going to be a primary fucking function.
I feel like they would need to do that for people to even consider it. Like, it's really is just quality of life plus a gateway into the future if you can do it. And I assume, actually, would they be prescription, do you think? Would I be able to get a pair of these?
I think Apple would want it to be gated by their own... I think, like, Apple likes the idea of you having to go and, like, spend money to get it tailored with Apple. I think, like, having to go into a store. Apple doesn't like people being able to resell their products.
Yeah.
Apple wants to be the only source. So I feel you would either go into a store, get it tailored, or put in your numbers to Apple and they'll give you a custom pair. I can't imagine Apple would ever go with a clip-on kind of thing, because I don't know how elegant that would be.
Clip-on, what do you mean?
Like literally a device that you clip onto your glasses.
Oh, fuck, no way. They wouldn't do it.
And how would that even work?
They wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do it.
I see this... the thing I would use it for is, like, kind of the boring kind of thing, like notifications. Like, I'm imagining it like it's like an Android watch, but permanently in your face. Like, if you get a text, it'll just show up on your view.
I mean, theoretically, it could end up replacing your phone. That's
exactly a point that I have in my notes. I think this is the new buzzword paradigm of mobile communications.
There was no way we were going to keep this going forever.
I think
phones.
I want AR glasses and augmented reality devices to be the future.
Absolutely, so would I.
Like, I want a future where eventually this is a device that's either a contact lens or it's like inserted into your fucking eyeball, you know?
I don't think people would ever be comfortable with inserting it in your eyeball. Contact lenses, aren't they already working on that?
Well,
isn't there already like one that's sort of very primitive that can tell the time or something?
I mean,
that seems like such a fucking difficult thing to do to engineer that, but
there's the whole thing, like, people are like, oh, we got a cure for cancer kind of thing. Oh, just need to go through trials and all that.
Kind of
possible cure, but
yeah, gotcha.
I want it to be an eventuality where phones aren't a thing or are less popular.
I mean, I don't think you have to worry about that. That is 100% going to happen. Phones are going to be a relic.
If you think about it, like, we have the technology in the early stages, because what would it actually need? It would need a display. We have that, like, HoloLens. We need
a microphone and a speaker.
We have fantastic microphone arrays.
You have a pair of glasses that literally does that already.
We have fantastic, like, near-field fucking phased array speakers that can beam directly into ears. My fucking Bose frames do that pretty well. We have accelerometers. Recently, zero drift accelerometers have been invented, which is a whole fucking topic of study.
If it's got accelerometers, it could also do I mean, it could literally, again, it could show you directions for where you're going in the car.
That's one of the things
it could show you the speed limit, and it could show you your speed limit accurately and precisely.
Yeah. I think we're going to get to a point where we truly are in a world that is connected. Like, you step into your car and it automatically connects to your car's diagnostics, and you see the speedometer on your display, on your AR glasses.
You're absolutely right. And you know what? If these glasses or whatever were like personal tailored, I could see that being the key to get into your car.
I'm sure I've showed Jordy a horrific image.
Jesus,
if I ever needed glasses, I would do this 100%. I'm that kind of guy. I've shown Jordy an image of someone putting the little hinge part of their glasses screwed directly into their nasal bone, and then they just slot their glasses on, and it's like screwed into their nose. I have like dual.
You would feel that.
Yeah, you would feel like something screwed.
You would constantly feel.
How do you
that.
sleep with those in?
I don't know, Tom.
I think what it is it just slots out. Like, there's just...
I remember when I got my fucking ears pierced, it was weird sleeping. So that...
Okay. They'd get bent.
Yeah.
But there's a great anime that kind of has a view on this kind of AR glass thing called Denokoi or Denocoil or whatever.
Right.
And it's about a world where everyone has glasses that show you an alternate reality, like a VR kind of thing. And it's a very interesting look at what this could be, and it's pretty fucking accurate. Like, messaging's all done through it, I think. Like, there's a whole entertainment kind of aspect to it. Like, things are integrated. There are worlds that only exist in there. Like, you go to, like, an empty fucking lot, and it's just a AR world and all that. And I think we're getting to that point, because...
Absolutely.
QR codes were supposed to be that. Like, yeah, QR codes are used, but they're mostly, like, as instead of having to type something into your phone, you just scan it. And I think... we're going to get to the point where products on a shelf are just white boxes with a code on them, and then your AR glasses can dynamically load in the box art for it, so they can change it.
I can see that happening, yeah.
But there's always the thing of, like, what if you don't have your glasses on? Like, well, yeah, it's weird. And also battery technology probably isn't here yet and all that. Like,
again,
cell
that's
tech.
True, yeah. I mean, it will happen.
Yeah.
It will happen. It just, I mean, whether we see it in 10 years or 30 or 50.
I see about 25 years until this is kind of commonplace, not the eventuality that
I don't even know about common, but refined enough to be used.
I reckon 25 years that it's going to be like a thing. Like, people are just going to have these AR glasses. I don't think they're going to be, a drastic...
commonplace.
Yeah.
Exactly, but yeah.
But, when I heard about this, right, people like, oh, why is Apple doing this? It's going to be a shitty fucking terrible mess. And I'm like, Apple... I don't like Apple too much, but I can admire Apple for wanting to force a shift into something. Like,
that is definitely one thing they do well.
Apple are like one of the first companies to embrace USB, like regular USB 1.0. They used to have FireWire and they switched to USB. They switched to Intel processors. They switched to USB Type-C on a lot of their devices. Like, when Apple wants like the world to change, they'll do it. They'll try to force it, you know? And I think this is a good thing. Like, even if it's a shitty product...
So has this been, like, confirmed, or is it, like, someone leaked it, or...
It's weird. It's really weird. Like, it makes sense that they would be making this. There are supposed quote-unquote leaks, but Apple are incredibly secretive. Their campus has, like, 5 doors to get into this place, and the security guards that will, like, tase you and all that. But the reason why I think this is credible is because Apple have invested a fuckload into, like, AR technology. Like, your iPad, you have that measuring app, right? Minecraft Pocket Edition, it works fucking perfectly on iOS devices. Like, Apple have the best augmented reality tech in the world right now.
I've also seen, like, IKEA has their own app now.
Yeah.
Where you put furniture in your room.
But the thing is, that uses Google's APIs. Like, Google devices on their processors have fixed function hardware for doing this. Like, if you try this on an Android or Samsung device, it's a laggy piece of shit. It just is. Like... It just makes so much sense to me. They have this technology already.
Yeah.
And Apple are really fucking good at, like, processor power. Like, they're really fucking good at that. Like, iPhones are way more powerful than any other Android phone. Because they have all this fixed function hardware. And I reckon they can miniaturize that into glasses.
I mean, they're definitely capable of it, if you ask me. And I'm...
It's going to be fucking expensive. It's going to be, like, $5,000 for the first pair.
Yeah. It's one of those things where... it's like when people still have the Virtual Boy, you know what I mean? Like, it's a fucking relic, but it led to a fucking massive thing, you know?
Is it a good idea for people to have devices on their face which can track everything all the time, 360 around you, and send that to some company?
Look, I don't know if it's because I am just naive, or just I don't care. You know, but I don't see this in a nefarious way as some people would, which is the reason why people wouldn't all do this. Like, it's the same thing, like, I've had the argument with having a Google Home in the house and all that with my family. Like, they're worried about what they're going to talk about, but all they talk about is what we're going to have for dinner on Thursday night and all that type of shit, right? Like, it's... my concern is, like you said, people going into bathrooms with this, right? Because... there will be people who will use it for that. That's just how it is. There is people who will use their
presumably
phones
if it's prescription
for bad things.
You're going to want to use your prescription glasses in the bathroom, so
exactly. Like, it's not like you're just going to be pissing on a bowl otherwise, you know, getting everywhere.
The thing that I worry about is the police have, well, in America at least, there's some bad eggs in the police force right now. Like, they're known to misuse technology, right? So if somehow there's this unified system of, like, you know, someone like, this device would probably... I imagine one of the uses of this AR device would be you look at someone and it shows, like, a little box next to them with their Twitter
that's pretty
and YouTube and all that.
Stuff, but I don't think that would ever happen.
I think that's absolutely going to happen. I think that is.
It might be like a whole... You know, you could have a buyer that shows up when people look at you. Yeah. But I feel like you could make that private. It's the same thing.
If your ID, if your info,
you would have to.
If your info is not on a database, then it's not going to happen. But I think what's going to happen is that say you're wanted for like something, right? The police want you, so they're going to use any way that they can. Like, what if someone posts, like, a picture or something on Twitter with the AR glasses and it's like a 360 fucking holographic image? Police can do this. They can fucking ID someone on a shirt they bought from Etsy. That's something that happened recently.
I saw that,
So the thing, like, these platforms, these augmented reality platforms have great cameras on them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I do
like,
know what you mean.
There's so much coverage, and the police, not even, like, it's not like Apple are being like, oh, here you go, here's a fucking Face ID thing. I think it's just there's so much information being posted, and it's probably going to be geotagged or whatever, and, like...
I mean, here's what I'll say, right? Because, like, you can make the same argument for your phone, right?
You can, yes.
And it's something that will always be there. Absolutely, it will be there, but we just have to...
Where is your phone most of the time, Jordy? It's in your pocket, yeah. Whereas these glasses are always on your face, always tracking. Yeah. You're probably...
Constantly, yeah.
What if someone's, like, live streaming or something, and they have to have, like, these 360 cameras on them. Like, they just have to, or at least, like, forward vision. Like... You know what I mean?
I honestly, I don't know.
It's a bit of a paranoia kind of thing, but
it is. But I mean, it's going to be
happening.
one of the arguments that's going to come up from it. Absolutely, it is. And I really hate to say it at this point, especially with everything going on. But what we would have to do is just kind of trust the police.
Yeah,
like it's.
I mean, that's what we've been doing for a while.
You know, like
we have no choice but to trust them, Jordy.
And this is again one of these reasons why I want to be one, because I can try at least to make it a little bit better. And it's kind of like...
Or at least your actions will be just and not corrupt.
Exactly. I feel like having one more good cop is good.
Yeah.
Rather than having... I don't know. It's just... I like doing good things for people.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have a better chance of doing that and leading a better example by doing it myself, being a police officer. It's the same reason why I wanted to join the army, but that was a little bit more not what I wanted to do, because it would definitely involve killing people at that point, whereas I might not exactly have to do that, and hopefully never will as a police officer.
I don't think Australian police have killed someone in fucking ages, where it happens very infrequently.
I don't think, There
was that one video of a guy like trying to commit suicide by cop, and they just would not let him. Like, there were 5 police officers. They didn't even pull out their tasers. They were so like... It's the fucking contrast, you know?
I really don't want to like spread misinformation or something, but I think we get more training here. You have to go through more to get into the police.
Or it's higher quality training, at least.
It's higher quality or something, because I know for, like, lots of people will always want to go into these government jobs.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a course right now because they actually somewhat expect you to have done something like this to get into the police these days in Australia. And because I'm doing a diploma in criminology right now, and like they, from what I've been told, which is why I did it, and I also just wanted to give myself a better chance to get into it as well, is that, you know, they're gonna go for people with more experience. Like, they don't take people over under 25 at all.
It's like an actual job interview kind of thing. They want to choose the best candidates, just not whoever they can get.
And it's, you know, I'm hoping that when these glasses come, not if, when, that by that point, especially now that the times are changing.
I'm excited for this future. I really am.
Me too. Like that we have cracked down on these bad egg cops. There's always going to be some, but that we've cracked down to a point where we can just trust the fact that if someone has committed a crime, that is the people that they will go after, and not just a random person who might be smoking a bit of weed or something like that, you know?
Hopefully weed's legal by then.
I'm absolutely sure it would be, to be honest, but in, what, 25 years did we say? Absolutely it will be. I don't see any reason why it isn't right now, but anyway. Is that all you've got for today?
I feel like that's a pretty good wrapping up point.
That's a good thing to think about, everyone. If you're on the drive home feeling philosophical, have a think about that. Tell us what you think. If you'd like to hop over to our YouTube channel, we always appreciate seeing some comments. And I'll see you later. I hope you enjoyed Flick View as well, by the way.
Thanks, guys.
See you later.